This is the most exciting time for me to be here in Newport.
You know you're in a cool town when the main street's called America's Cup Boulevard.
The inaugural Worlds is huge. It's huge for us. It's huge for everyone.
Pro sailors are a pretty spoiled bunch. We get to sail all these beautiful yachts around the world, but this week it surpasses all of that. It's absolutely amazing.
The racing is intense and really close.
2 legs, come down!
It's hard to win, really hard to win.
This is special, and to see these boats sailing, it's, you know, they block out the sun.
We're going to respect the boats and the tradition, but we're going to race them as hard as you possibly can.
We're racing them like you would any other high-performance race boat.
It's unbelievable. This is really, it's magic.
It's day one, everything's up for grabs. Basically, we've just got to go out there and do what we know how to do. Let's see this afternoon how the result is.
For the first time in sailing history, 6 majestic and iconic J-class yachts racing for the very first time off the waters of Newport, Rhode Island.
That's a top 5 race in my life, you know, around the buoys. It was that cool a race today.
We got a good start and had a really good first beat, and that set us up for the race really. Fog came in towards the finish, which made, you know, we couldn't see the finish line. One bad tack or just one little tactical error and we might have been 4th or 5th. It really is that close.
The start was pretty dramatic, you know, from up at the boat end. I think we were 1 second behind the line at the gun and going fast, so we knew Velsheda was there, and I kind of figured they'd have to drop back and come in behind us, but I think they were more advanced than they expected, and they were overlapped. So, you know, Ronald really had nowhere to go except into the small gap that we'd left, which wasn't very much.
We, you know, gave them and us a little fright there. I guess it was a bit breezy and we just never really managed to rub the speed off that we needed to.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to day 2 of the J-Class World Championships here in Newport, Rhode Island. There goes the gun and Topaz nails it at the pin. Beautiful start from Topaz.
There's 2 block in!
And winners, Topaz.
First race was incredible because we won. And it was spectacular. We had a lot of highs and lows today. We won the first race and we were last in the second race. So the average of the day was good. And if we'd only won the second race instead of the first race, we'd be smiling a bit more, but we're still pretty happy crew today.
Camera. Hey.
It's really a special moment for us to have the Jays here. To watch that race when they went up north of the bridge, I mean, forget it. It takes your breath away. My grandfather, Chandler Hovey, owned Rainbow, and he was a syndicate leader when he was Commodore of Eastern Yacht Club of Yankee. And the last time he raced for the America's Cup was in 1937 on Rainbow. Frank Payne was the designer that my granddad really fell in love with. And Payne designed some Q boats. And Pa, I think he owned 2 or 3 Q boats, and they were Frank Payne designs. And they took that design and put them into a J-class size boat. And if there hadn't been that kind of development, Ranger would have never existed, because she was the, one click better than Rainbow. Well, my grandfather's boat, Rainbow, was broken up for the war because it was made mostly out of metal, out of bronze. And the other Jays were also scrapped. And so they tore them all apart and sent them off to some scrap heap and let them be used for, I don't know, putting tanks together. To see these guys come in here today, I mean, it's spectacular. You just can't beat it.
It's day 3. It's a very, very hot day. The gradient breeze is shut down, so we're waiting for the sea breeze to kick in now. We're under postponement, so we're really hoping we're going to get off the dock in the next couple of hours and see a nice, strong sea breeze building and hopefully get a couple of races in.
How buried are you, brother?
Well, we were fighting on the first mark with Hanuman. They were a little bit in front of us on the first mark. On the downwind, we got them, and already on the bottom mark, we ran in front of them. It's very tight. All the other boats are quite close behind, so it's tight racing, and there's still a long way to go.
The second race, there was too much focus on us because the ride was still very, very strong. Topaz, who had not such a good start, we've pushed him over. We basically pushed him to the right-hand side, and that was the winning move for them. All in all, it's just small cookies for Team Lionheart, and that seems to be working well.
After a short delay on the dock at the Newport shipyard, racing underway in just a few moments. A great spectator fleet, and we're looking forward to a superb day of racing.
All clear.
Good course, Willie, good course!
J5 Ranger. Mark!
We knew we had to beat Lionheart by like 7 seconds, and so we were counting it down as we crossed the line, and we thought we'd beaten them by 9 seconds, and in the end the corrected result was we won by 1 second, so it doesn't get much closer. The points are really close. Lionheart's got a jump, they're leading. Then it's Hanuman. We're a couple of points behind Hanuman, so we're lying third. But then behind us, it's super close.
Outside, inside. Svea, then these guys. No, them. That much, those guys.
The final day of the J-Class World Championships, a historic day. America's Cup history littered around Newport, Rhode Island, and the boats just leaving the dock here at the Newport shipyard, heading out past Castle Hill for 2 races in light and variable breeze. The battle today is really between Hanuman and Lionheart. You can expect a battle royale.
The last day we put ourselves under a lot of pressure. We unfortunately yesterday we had a bit of a bad day and we relinquished the lead, and we really needed 2 races to do today so that we could get enough points back so that we could retake the lead. Unfortunately we only had 1 race because of the weather, and but we did as best we could, and we just have to settle with the second.
Going in for the first start, the navigator Axel was raised his voice for the first time I've ever heard him, sailing with him for 5 years, so he was quite excited because it looked like we were going to go over early. We had a really good day on the water. It was light, it was a little tricky, a little fluky out there. Harold did a fantastic job driving the boat all week and all season actually, and the fantastic thing for him is, you know, he's a great sailor. Hats off to him. What a great job he's done. Now he's a world champion in his own right. We had a really special moment at the end there when we realised that we won the world championship, and we were all hugging, and yeah, it was just super exciting to be here in Newport and to win the world championship.
I think it was already that last leg where we knew something would go terribly wrong if we would not win the championship, but it's, you know, it's not over until you finish. But I think it was just a huge relief of everybody. We've been working so hard for winning this championship, and of course especially happy for our owners who gave us the opportunity, gave us the trust to race this magnificent boat with this fantastic team.
All right, and in first place, the boat of the week, and they sailed. In the beginning of the week, I saw these guys, and they were sitting on 3/3. And I said to them, I said, hey, consistency might win this regatta. And sure enough, it did, and with 15 points, and in first place of the first J-Class World Championships, Lionheart. Harold, come on up. You better bring the shopping cart, Harold, because you not only won that, but you also won the Corinthian Kings Cup, which is the owner-driver. So bring it on up. We're going to give you 2 trophies. It's 2 for 1 day here at the New York Yacht Club for Harold and the crew.